Hey everyone, welcome to the first of what I hope is going to be kind of a longer ongoing video series here on the channel. We are today going to be going for a walk. Walking is my main form of exercise. I have a sort of long-term ongoing back issue which prevents me from doing a lot of things, but walking is not one of them. And so yeah, today we are going to be having a little bit of a tour around the sites of Christchurch in Dorset, UK, which is where I live, and yeah, heading out sort of out of town to Hengistbury Head, which is a sort of hill on the entrance of the harbour. Yeah, the route I've come up with today is about just over 4 miles. Not the longest walk ever, but I'm getting over a calf injury as well, so we're just going to take it easy. We're going to have a nice chill walk today, and yeah, we'll see some of the sights. Starting our walk today at beautiful historic Christchurch Priory, which has been around since Norman times, well, in one form or another, so coming up on 1,000 years in one form or another, and a great starting point for our walk today. So yeah, I guess without any further ado, let's go for a walk. Just leaving the Priory graveyard behind, we're heading up towards Christchurch High Street, and we're going to be doing a little bit of a loop. Christchurch High Street is up that way, but that's not where we're going today. We are instead turning down around this corner here, heading up Bridge Street. Is it Bridge Street? Might be Bridge Street. I've lived here my whole life. You would think I would know by now. Okay, there was a sign on the building there that said Church Street, so okay, I need to look at my map a little bit more. Just pausing here. We are not going up this way, but along here and up that small hill there is Christchurch Castle. Maybe we'll go up there another time. See the Priory in the background there. Very picturesque. Stocks in the in the foreground here, just in case we need to throw rotten fruit at anybody. Continuing on this way, King's Arms Hotel, Bowling Green, invisible, pointing the camera into the sun. But here we have the Constable's House. Another ruin, one that I don't know enough about. I need to do some research. Sitting alongside the mill stream here. I need to watch where I'm going, because not only are there other people, there is a little bit of frost still on the ground. It's quite a chilly day today. Pigeons. Traffic noise aside, very peaceful, very nice down here by the river. And I'm going to make an idiot out of myself by saying I can't remember if this is the Avon or the Stour. Might be the Stour. As soon as I get home, my mum is going to have a go at me for not remembering which river's which. There's 2 rivers going through Christchurch. In fact, the leisure centre is called Two Rivers Meet. So, you think I ought to know. This is a bad tour. I'm not a good tour guide, but that's not why we're here. We're here for a walk. Speaking of, this next section is called Convent Walk. Goes alongside the mill stream. We're going to be sort of looping around the Priory. Step through here. We've got the mill stream going through out there into the river. But yeah, we're going to be sort of looping around the Priory Gardens. Yeah, that is the end of the Priory. So there's the Millstream again, Convent Walk. Lovely day today, no clouds, very cold though. I actually put off the start of this walk by like an hour or so. It was going to be starting like 9:30, but looking out the window it was just so frosty. I was like, that wouldn't be the best start for the first in these series. If like I'm like, okay, let's go for a walk, and immediately just like fall over, slip and break a leg or something like that. Passing the Priory. We're going to be getting another side-on view in a minute as we go around this corner. Turn the corner now. Priory in the background again. I do like this. It's not a long path, Convent Walk, but it's always quite peaceful. The ducks, swans. We're going to see a lot more swans in a minute, I would imagine, when we get on the quay. But yeah. See, there's always ducks, like, I don't know if they're nesting or whatever along this stretch of the river. It's not even a river, this is the Millstream. Yeah, Duck Central. Look at all these ducks. Where have they come from? What are they planning? What are they planning? So we're getting to the end of Convent Walk here. Sun in my eyes again, that is Christchurch Sailing Club. But we're going over this bridge towards the quay. That is Place Mill, the end of the Millstream. Very historic. Closed till Easter. Place Mill. But here is Christchurch Quay. Looking upriver there, we're going to be eventually ending up in that direction, but we're going at it on the other side of the river. Hengistbury Head just about visible through the trees. Possibly. Sort of. Yeah. It's nice along here today. In the summer when it's a bit warmer, it's also nice. But look at all these swans. Loads of them. One time, years ago, we were filming for the Shoot from the Hip 48-hour film competition, and we got attacked by some swans. Well, one swan in particular, which is super aggro. I really should have been filming that swan coming into land then, instead of filming my own face, but yeah. Look. All of the swans. All of them. Well, no, that's the end of them, but there's a lot of swans. This one can catch up. Yes, we were filming for the 48-hour film competition and just getting some short clips down here. And this one spot, he was like an adolescent one, he still had the like dark feathers, just would not leave us alone. So we were trying to get these clips while this swan was just chasing us along the quayside. It's a bit sketchy. I've heard they can break a man's arm. Whether that's true or not. They've never broken my arm. Coming off the quay itself now, heading a little bit further along the riverside here, which is coming up to Christchurch Rowing Club, which I believe is where my parents met. And they're both in the rowing club. Morning. Morning. That's what I've been told anyway. Either way, it's the usual. Both my parents fairly athletic in their day. Me definitely not so. So here we go. Rowing club. As you can tell by all the rowing boats, there's something going on today. Never done it myself. But I doubt that my back problems would allow me. I think I'm probably past the age now as well. But yeah, the Captain's Club Hotel, which is a little fancy. When I was growing up, this whole site, the hotel here and the houses behind, used to be a Pontins holiday camp. and yeah, it's a little different. Although I think they kind of kept into like the architecture, like it's sort of kind of meant to evoke the original kind of Pontins building that was there, I think. But, yeah. This is our one kind of roadside section today on this route. Try to avoid walking along the road as much as possible. It's just, I know it's not as fun, but we've got to get to the bridge, so here we go. It's a bit frosty still. I did nearly slip up just now. Catch it on film, thankfully. I don't want to look like an idiot. But yeah, the ground is treacherous. It's in the shade here by these buildings, but soon we'll be back over in the sun, I think. Coming up to Tuckton Bridge now, the border of Christchurch and Bournemouth. I might be incorrect, but I might be at Mark Ayres up ahead. Creep on him. I don't recognise the coat, but I recognise the height. Success.
Yeah, it was me.
It was Mark.
It was me.
I'm not. Because the last clip, I was basically like walking right behind you, being like, I didn't want to say anything until I saw you. But yeah.
There's not many people that look like me from behind.
I think I said, I said, I don't recognise the coat, but I recognise the height.
Yeah.
And
a crap hairstyle.
Well, I can really see from that side, but yeah.
Hello.
But yes. Onwards, I think.
Onwards
in a
and upwards,
yeah.
yes.
Mark has gone off that way. I'm going this way. We're going down to Tuckton Tea Gardens. I'm not stopping here. In fact, we're not stopping at all till the end. The end point is the Hungry Hiker. I think it's called the Hungry Hiker. Either way, it's the cafe at Hengistbury Head. So yeah, we are going down here past the boatyard. Well, a boatyard. Down back to the river. We're now on the other side of it. Somebody doing some work over there. Breeze out of the water because we're out of season. In the summer, they go down to the harbour, past Hengistbury Head, from the quayside. And also, if you look carefully, you can see in the distance not only the Priory in the far distance, but that's the Captain's Club Hotel. So we've actually come some distance. Not a huge distance, but enough to be noticeable. There's the said tea gardens. I'm not going to be stopping here, but they do a mean jacket potato. So this next section along here is actually looking a little bit frostier than I was hoping. So this might be a little bit slower than normal. It looks nice, but this may be the death of me. It's not too bad, actually. Just a light dusting. I don't feel like I'm immediately about to die, which is always a bonus. It's nice along the riverbank here. So again, nice in summer, but it's a nice day today. I think a bit busier, like in terms of boats actually being used. There's a lot out of the water over the other side there in the boatyard. But yeah. Not too busy actually along here today. I was kind of expecting it to be busier. It's a Saturday today. It's January 3rd, Tolkien's birthday. You think there'd be more people out going for a wander. But no. Put off by the cold perhaps. It's only about 1, maybe 2 degrees, but it feels colder. I think I can handle it though. I've got gloves that I keep having to take on and off to operate my phone camera. I'm prepared. I'm wearing trousers for the first time in months because like an idiot I decided, well, what it was, in 2024 I just kind of carried on wearing shorts after summer just to try and see if I could get all the way to my holiday in December before I switched to trousers, and I did it. So in 2025 I did it all the way to January, from basically May until today actually. So it's a stupid challenge. I got very cold, but I lived. We've come all the way around. That is the Captain's Club Hotel that we walked past earlier. That big catamaran moored up next to it. Yeah, here's what it looks like from the other side of the river. A few smashed frozen puddles here. Somebody's been jumping on them. It wasn't me, I didn't do it, but I would have liked to. It's always fun. Break the ice. Here, the path, we're still on the riverbank, curves around through these trees, and winter or summer it's always a little bit waterlogged, a little bit muddy. I'm glad it doesn't appear to be frozen here, which is good, because that's is like the last place I want to slip up, to be honest, because it's always muddy and there's like stagnant water just sat there, so that wouldn't have been fun. I'm not actually following these signs, but I do keep seeing them. Stour Valley Path. Spy a sign that we can look at. So, it doesn't show us where we are, but it's interesting. Another Stour Valley Way sign hidden in the bushes. That's the way we're going again. So this little path, it's not hidden, but kind of a little hidden, heading towards the nature reserve, which is where we're going next. It has this kind of sectioned off kind of bit of the bank here. Very nice. Lots of, well, boats moored up, but peaceful benches and such, looking across to the quay and the Priory over there. Nice view of the Priory. Let's zoom in a little bit. Yeah. That's a bit more like the 3x zoom is a bit closer to what I actually see with the eye. But yeah, lovely. So that gate is normally closed. I'm going to leave it how I found it. Keep going. I did mention I was getting over like a calf injury. It is just tweaked again as I was walking up from that bit by the bank there. I'm pushing on, but hoping it's just a mild twinge. But we'll see how we get on. It might be a case of we just get to the end of the nature reserve and call it there. But I want to keep going because, you know, that's the whole point of this walk. I don't want to injure myself more. So we'll just see how we go. Another open gate. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Again, I'll leave it how I found it. Now this next little field here occasionally used to have horses in it, but I can't see any today. So I think we're all right. Maybe they got out through those gates. I didn't see any horses, but yeah, I don't think we need to worry about it today. Okay, we're out of the horse field, heading into the nature reserve. We'll admit this first bit, well, actually for a lot of it, there's not a lot to see because of these tall reeds, but it is nice. We're away from the roads. I mean, I said earlier, I don't mind walking by roads, but it's not quite as nice as sort of nature walk type thing. And this is about the closest I can get to one near my house. So yeah, it's okay. It's nice. I very nearly fell over then. I'm glad I caught that on camera. Always be vigilant for puddles with ice on them. Jeez. Treacherous looking boards here. Oh, people coming. Nice, cool raised wooden walkway over the swamp. Before we're back on solid ground again.
Makes it a bit easier because then we don't have to worry about them.
Just pausing here for a second for let my leg recover. It's twinging a little bit. Yeah, the leg is hurting, but at the very least I want to get to the cafe, which is kind of at the end of this section. I'll see how I feel at that point. It would be a shame to kind of fail this first walk, considering it's not a particularly long route, but yeah, the whole reason why it was a small route was because of the leg, and I wasn't expecting it to twinge again, but we'll see. We go. So we've got a fairly flat, straight section here. Take us a good decent way towards our goal. Okay, I think I've got my groove back a little bit. It's not ideal still, but I think I've passed the worst of it. So let's carry on. We have the bird observation post. Let's have a look. I'm not sure how many of these are going to be visible today, if any. Nice view though. Not a lot of birds. Here is the exit. We're actually nearly at Hengistbury Head, so into the final stretch. So here's the harbour view, kind of from the end of the nature reserve bit. Got the head there, blocked by a giant tree. So yeah, I think what we're going to do, we're going to head to the road, and I will decide then whether to carry on. To be honest, we are pretty much in the final stretch, so yeah. Okay, so decision time. That's the cafe, which is actually the end point of our original plan. But the original plan had us going past the visitor centre up to the top of the head and looping back round to come to the cafe that way. I think I would rather make an attempt. I may not go all the way to the top of the head, but at the very least we're gonna go to the bottom of the head and maybe loop around then to the cafe, just leaving out the final climb bit. Save my leg. Camera way too close though. I don't think this was here the last time I was here. Kind of a ancient recreation. Yeah, this whole visitor centre is pretty new actually, the last couple of years. I've never been in there, but we're not here for that today. Maybe another day. Probably not on video, but yeah. Well, it may not look very big. There's the headland there. Original plan is to get to the top of it. It looks small on the camera, but there is a steep bit, so here we go. Sheep. Nice view across the harbour. Very busy up here today. So in the distance there, we've got Muddyford Quay and the end of like Muddyford Spit actually, which was quite original plan before the plan. So that's one way up, a little steep. We're going to go this way instead, towards the beach, I think. Yes, the main problem is, where the injury is on my calf, the uphill sections is where it hurts the most. And the problem with this walk is that the steepest section is the bit right at the end, which I decided not to do. Morning.
Hi.
Okay, yeah, I think this is maybe going to be as close to the head as I get. Because even just that relatively shallow uphill section is painful. So, we are going to end here. We're at the foot of the head, we're at the beach, got a lovely view along Bournemouth Bay. I'm going to take this path back to the cafe and we're going to call it a day. Notice though, looking down the hill, cows! Lovely treat for the end of the walk. And the Priory in the background. Okay. I was about to kind of end on a bit of a downer note there, saying quite annoyed about my leg and everything, which I am. But I think it's smart to not injure myself further. I do need to use my leg, you know, after this walk. But at the very least, I need to get home, you know. I'm going to walk home after this. It's alright, doing a 4-mile walk, I think I'll go home. But yeah, no, so I think that probably was the smart thing to do. We'll do it again at some point, maybe in the summer, we'll do a different version. But for now, we're going to call it. Let's carry on this path. I'm just going to get a view of the headland that I didn't climb, and we'll head to the cafe. Okay, so my original plan, I was basically going to get up to the top there, very steep section there, that would have killed my leg. And that was pretty much going to be it. There's like a trig point up there, which is going to be the original ending point. So I've really only not done like 100 metres, 200 metres maximum. So, while I have failed, I've not failed by much. So, yeah. Let's go to the cafe. But yeah, well, that's a slightly better shot with it in the background. Well, thank you all for watching. I want to do more of these. Hopefully without so many injuries stopping me from finishing it. But we're going to be going other places. A lot of them in my local area, but you know, I want to do some longer walks, longer sections as well. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.